We spoke to Rob Marshall, the director of Disney's live action remake of The Little Mermaid. Check it out. Let me tell you this, Rob. I just have to say, I went into this with a certain amount of anxiety and apprehension. I went in with my arms crossed. And about 10 minutes in, I felt my shoulders relaxing and my arms gradually unclenching. And I
Oh,
really enjoyed your movie.
oh, thank you very much. I understand. Listen, people are very protective of this title, this film. It means so much to people. But I'd love to sort of express to people is that it means a lot to me too. I saw it in 1989. It was the return of the musical on film. It was such an exciting and so I wanted to treat it very carefully, but I also knew that we're working in a different genre. So, a live action genre, and you think, well, what can I do that can bring it to a live action genre and reimagine it for that? And that was my goal the whole time. Make sure that you hold on to what you love about it, but also make sure it works as a live action piece.
Tell me this. I was wondering what you told the actors going into this, especially for the singing parts, given that they were about to take on something so iconic. What was your
Yes.
brief?
Well, the first thing is you have to let what happened before go because you can't skate in someone else's tracks.
Right.
You have to find your own way. So let's just go to the material. Let's see, what is this film about?
And I think you're absolutely right. I think the thing that I dislike the most are those scene for scene remakes because I feel if you're doing something 20 years later, bring something new. That original will always exist,
Exactly.
but
That's how I feel.
let's do something fun. Let's go nuts, right?
Exactly, exactly.
Was there anything in particular from your time in the theater that you brought to this production, especially because it's this hybrid? Like it's not like
100%.
Chicago. It's the mix of theatricality and
That's
cinema.
very, very perceptive. You're 100% right. You know what I was able to bring specifically on this was the rehearsal process, because that was key on this film. Not only did we have to discover what we were going to be playing in the scenes and the songs and staging all of that, but because we were going to be going up in the air on all these crazy apparatus and with no gravity, you really needed to sort of bake in what the scenes would be about because it became very technical. And I didn't want the technical aspect of the film to lead it. It was so important for me that the story led it, the character work, the acting work led the film. And you don't get bogged down in sort of the technique of it all. So that rehearsal process is from the theater actually is what saved this film for me. And so that we all could create a company, we could all be in the same film before we broke it down into all the technical aspects. You watch the animated film and then you have to let it go. That's something else. That was 34 years ago. And so now it's time to, breathe new life into something, which is exciting. It's like a great opera. It's like a great play, a reinterpretation. They can have many, many, many versions of it over the years, and people can see it through different lenses. And I think we saw it through a 2023 lens.
Which is one of the most wonderful things about stage, right? Because every day you get almost a different interpretation of the world.
Exactly. That's very true. It's alive. And that was important. That's a beautiful thing to say because that was important for me. I wanted to make sure that it felt alive, the whole film.
My time is up, Rob. And yes, I really did enjoy this remake a lot more than I did others. I just have one tiny nitpick that I need to tell you before I leave. I don't
Sure.
know if anyone's brought it up, but my favorite song from the cartoon was Le Poisson, which was
Yes.
Renee's song, and you guys left it out. I don't have time to get into it, but that was the one thing I missed.
I can tell you very quickly about that, which I'd be happy to say. You look at every song and you see what works in a live action film, and that's an animated concept. It's more like a Saturday morning cartoon. It's a kind of a vacation from the story. So it's a fun idea that works in an animation, but just would never work in a live action film. So that's why it tells you what works, what doesn't.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank
Congratulations.
you.
Something about you seems different. I can't quite figure it out.
She got legs, you idiot.
That was Rob Marshall. You can catch The Little Mermaid in Malaysian cinemas. Let us know what you think when you do. Sound off in the comments. Don't forget to check out our other interviews. Like, subscribe, follow, tell your friends, tell your family. You know what to do.